Alright friends, hello and welcome back to Steinsgate. We are at the time where we are trying to get Moeka to reverse her D-mail so we can continue to save Mairi. And it's not going so well. So, let's see what happens. Or I try at least. The door is bent and won't fully close. So I'm assuming he was trying to close the door behind him and it didn't work. I give up on locking it. Give it back. Moeka glares at me, shaking with fury. First, I have to restrain her again. This is a woman who would kill on command, who would break her own door down just to retrieve her phone. It's too dangerous to let her be. I'm stronger, I just need to get her on the ground. There's no time, it's now or never. Crushing my fear, I charge Moeka at full speed. Our bodies collide. Moeka tries to twist away, but I grab her clothes and use my momentum to push her to the floor. Ugh. The back of her head hits the floor. Her resistance weakens. She doesn't know how to break a fall. Some secret agent. I quickly straddle her waist. Now she's mine. And give it back. Moeka flails her arms and legs wildly. I should have known she wouldn't give up. Ow. Her fist strikes my jaw. Fortunately, Moeka is weak. The blow does little damage. I still need to stop her from struggling. First, her hands. I start with her left. I grab her wrist and pin it to the floor. A fist flies towards my face. It pops against my left eye, blinking my vision for a second. She seems to stop struggling for a moment. Her hand claws weakly at the air. But it turns out that she was reaching for my hair. She grabs it hard. I feel several strands tear free of my scalp. Ouch. Ugh. I get a grip on Moeka's face and press her head against the floor. She tries to bite my fingers, so I pull my hand back. I grab the hand that's grabbing my hair and dig my nails into her wrist. Ah! But she still doesn't let go of my hair. All the while, her feet are pounding against my back. She's also trying to free her left hand. I can't take much more of this. Why you? I instinctively headbutt Moeka with all my strength. Ugh. The sickening sound of bone against bone echoes inside my head. The impact makes me dizzy too, but I fight it. Moeka goes limp. An opening. Finally. I succeed at pinning down both her hands. Her glasses fell off at some point during the struggle. Her red, swollen eyes give an even more demented look. Give her an even more demented look, sorry. There's an angry bump on her forehead where I headbutted her. And that hurt, you crazy bitch. She spits at me. The lukewarm saliva hits my face. Ugh, I want to wipe it off, but my hands are full. Moeka glares at me. There are tears in her eyes, perhaps from the pain. Eye contact. Good. We're making progress. Moeka breaks eye contact when I mention it. She stares at my pocket. She must have caught a glimpse of purple. I'm not giving it back. I smile scornfully. I'm not letting you escape into your own little world again. You don't have that right. Give it back. Come and get it. Moeka tries again to free her hands. I lean in harder to keep them pinned. My strength and position are superior, so Moeka accomplishes nothing. Next, she struggles to free her body. Same result. I clamp my thighs firmly around her hips and hold her down. She occasionally knees me in the back, but I can bear that pain. It's not enough to make me forfeit this position. I can keep this up as long as I have to. Who's going to tire out first? Moeka, without a doubt. I don't do sports or anything, so I'm not that strong. But I'm on top. I don't need to expend much energy to keep her pinned. Why did you take it? Give it back. Give it back. Keep screaming. She can scream and spit all she likes. Nothing will make me give up this position. I don't care about your phone issues. I don't care about FB. Moeka shakes her head violently. She's just wasting her energy. I maintain position and stare down at Moeka. You don't kill her on this world line, and the world lines where you did have already been erased. But I remember everything you did, everything that never happened. I'll never forget that you killed Mayuri, and I'll never forgive you. So there's no escape for you today. We're gonna stay here as long as it takes. Until now, I've always run away from facing Moeka. But I can't do that on this world line. I have to know what her D-mail said. Let's be honest with each other, huh? Moeka is still struggling. Give it back. Give it back. Give it back. I'll kill you. I'll fucking kill you. Let me go. I'll tear your fucking eyes out. We can talk without your phone. I'm impressed. Piece of shit, I'll gut you with a kitchen knife. Jesus. Okay, Moeka. Goddamn. You don't deserve that. I'm a mad scientist. Dissection is my specialty. Die. Die. Help. I'm being raped. Jesus. This woman's out of control. Does she want another headbutt that badly? Uh-oh. A knock sounds from the door. Moeka and I both look at the door in surprise. Hello? This is Nishida from next door. Is everything okay? Do you need the police? If not, then can you please keep it down? The walls here are pretty thin. Damn, I didn't think about that. I can't have her calling the police. He's going to kill me. Moeka suddenly screams. No, stop it. Don't kill me. You bitch. Damn. What now? I need to silence Moeka somehow. But I can't use either hand. There's only one way. Call the police. I suddenly press my lips against Moeka's. My loveless kiss shuts her up quite effectively. I lock eyes with her as well, trading glares in silence. Kids these days. Finally, I hear the neighbor's footsteps recede. What a relief. The fuck was that noise? Pwah! I feel a sharp pain on my lip. I instinctively jerk away. Blood drips from my mouth and lands on Moeka's neck. She bit me. When I feel around my lip, with the tip of my tongue, the taste of blood spreads out from the laceration. Moeka breathes wildly as she glares at me with tearful eyes. Don't act like it's your first time. You're older than me, remember? She grimaces and looks away. Her pink lips glisten with saliva. I might find the sight alluring if the situation were different. Moeka turns her face away, looks up through the open curtains and at the bright full moon outside the window. How much time has passed? It feels like it's already been dozens of hours. But it's still night outside, so it probably hasn't been more than 1 or 2. Moeka hasn't said a word since I kissed her. She hasn't tried to escape either. Her expression is blank. She's just staring off to the side. What is she looking at? I follow her gaze, but the only thing there is a half-empty bottle of water. Has she given up? Either way, I can't let my guard down. Maybe it's the stress, but it feels like my body's going numb. And I've been drenched in sweat for a while now. This room has no air conditioning whatsoever. The heat is starting to get to me. I thought I had an overwhelming advantage in this position, but it's harder to maintain than I expected. Not only do I have to keep Moeka pinned, I also have to keep a close eye on her so she doesn't try anything. All Moeka has to do is lie there. She can rest and try again whenever she's ready. Will this last all night? At this rate, my strength might give out first. Fear mounts. If she escapes, she's going to try to kill me. She must have her gun somewhere, I'm sure. I consider calling Kirisu for help, but I can't use either hand, and I don't know what time it is. Damn, it's almost like I'm the one trapped. No, stay positive. You can do this. Moeka is dependent on her phone. That's her weak point. If I keep her separated from her phone, then sooner or later her will to resist should collapse. It's a matter of whose strength will fail first. Okabe-kun. Suddenly, Moeka calls my name. What do I have to do? Now she's trying to ask nicely. Does this mean she's given up? This is what I was waiting for. Now I move in for the kill. Do you remember sending a D-mail? A D what? D-mail, an email that you can send to the past. You sent one to your own phone. You led me to think it was about a phone model exchange, but you changed the text before you sent it. Her typing speed is lightning fast. It would have been easy for her to type a mere 36 characters while Daru and I were preoccupied with the phone wave. Your D-mail changed the past. Don't you remember? Normally once the past changes, everything until that point is undone. But it should be possible to make Moeka remember, just as Ferris and Rukako did. I don't know. You do know, you just haven't remembered yet. Remember or else. Or else what? I don't know. This is just a tactic to put pressure on Moeka. I have another plan to make her remember. Moeka turns away again and bites her lip. Tears start falling from her eyes. I watch, never once taking my eyes off her. I didn't notice before now, but her shirt must have become undone during the struggle. I can see the alluring curves of her collarbone, the skin of her large pale breasts, a hint of sexy underwear. Oh dear God. Her breasts heave with each painful breath. Obviously. The base of her neck is stained with the blood from my lip. It's dry, like a scab. Normally, Moeka would be mistaken for an elegant, beautiful woman. But now she has large shadows under her eyes. Her skin is rough, her face is pale. She looks more intoxicated than intoxicating. Her entire body reeks of death. She's clearly insane. This is the real Moeka. I wish I'd realized sooner. I really don't know. If I could remember, I would. But I don't remember anything. Moeka's gaze shifts constantly, from me to the ceiling, then to the window. But her slow murmuring is evidence that she's almost beat. Just a little more and her resistance will end. Fine, I'll change the question. You received a strange email about 2 weeks ago. Huh? It came from your own number and it was dated several days in the future. Huh? Moeka's eyes open wide. Gotcha. You remember? Good. That was the D-mail. What did it say? If I tell you, I'll return your phone. Fuck you. Wow. Okay. Jeez. She suddenly curses at me. I won't tell you. Why not? It's my mission. Her mission? I recall what Moeka told me on a previous world line. The Rounder's mission is to find and acquire IBN 5100s. In that case, the IBN 5100. She fell into my trap. Her reflexive response was all I needed to see. It was about the IBN 5100. How much do you know? I'm asking the questions here. Just answer. I can't. I won't betray FB. So you're choosing FB over your phone? How loyal. But Mary's fate hangs in the balance. I can't give up. Moeka still hasn't calmed down. She's been opening and closing her hands for a while now. She's not trying to escape my restraint. She's just twisting her body. Licking her lips, shaking her head, trying to brush the hair off her face. It's like she's suffering from withdrawal without her phone. Soon, she won't have the mental fortitude to resist. If she won't talk now, then I'll just wait until she will. Is it really that painful to not have your phone? Why are you so dependent on it? I can't talk to people. You're talking right now, aren't you? And when she attacked the lab, she was leading a squad of hardened killers. But Moeka shakes her head violently. If I can't use mail, then I'll be cut off from the world. What? Are you fishing for sympathy? You're just afraid of being abandoned by the Rounders, aren't you? No, not the Rounders. FB. That's the same thing, isn't it? Then don't say the world. You're the one who killed an innocent girl. You're the one who erased Mayuri from the world. I didn't kill her. Not on this world line, maybe, but on another world line, you came to steal our time machine. You killed her. You killed Mayuri. On the world line where I interrogated Moeka, she told me that Mayuri was expendable. It didn't matter to discern whether she lived or died. If FB told me to, then yes, I killed her. Who is FB? Where the hell is he? I asked her the same question back then, but another rounder appeared before she could answer. Something tells me she won't have backup this time. Moeka's position in the rounders has changed. I can't tell you. Then let me tell you something. Listen good. If you're holding out for backup, you can forget it. Nobody's coming to save you. The pain and despair are just going to get worse, and in 4 days, you'll kill yourself. Moeka seems startled by this. I go in for the kill. I came here from the future using the time machine CERN wants so badly. That's how I know. You kill yourself in this room, all alone. Your precious SB doesn't save you. No one does. Not the Rounders, not CERN, not the Committee of 300. Your boss hasn't replied to your mails, has he? You know why? Because you've been abandoned. Moeka's face contorts in despair. Once again, tears fall from her eyes. Guilt squeezes my heart. I know that I'm causing this woman pain. Inside of me, a voice whispers that it's nothing compared to what she did to Mayuri, but I have no reason to show mercy to a murderer. But at the same time, my conscience screams that it's wrong to hurt someone, no matter who they are or what they've done. Insane mad scientist my ass, I'm afraid to hurt my mortal enemy. I'm nothing but a hypocrite. FB doesn't deserve your loyalty. Tell me everything. I ignore the ache in my heart and push harder. But Moeka shakes her head violently. FB wouldn't betray me. FB wouldn't abandon me. Then why do you kill yourself in 4 days? You kill me and make it look like a suicide. I wouldn't need to cover it up if I killed you. I just undo your death with my time machine. When I got here, you were sitting in a corner like a rimp rag, crying about how FB wouldn't answer. Remember? But how many days has it been? How often did FB contact you before, and when did it stop? I keep the questions coming, need to pile on the pressure. It used to be every day, but it's already been 10 days. 10 days with no contact, correct? Moeka looks up to me with pleading eyes. I won't betray FB. FB betrayed you. I believe in FB. He threw you away. FB used you, and now your usefulness has ended. FB isn't like that. And what sort of person was he? She was gentle to me, like a mother. I finally had a place I belonged. Like a mother? FB is a woman? I expected an evil-looking old man like you see in the movies, but I guess I was wrong. I talked to her about my worries. She always replied right away. Like a friend, but gentle, accepting. Have you met her? Moeka shakes her head weakly. You haven't even met? Even though she's like your mother? Your friend? Damn, if they had met, then I could have gotten Moeka to lead me to her. Rounders must hide their identities from one another. So you've talked, but you've never met. But you must have wanted to meet her, right? Even if it was against the rules. No. No. It would ruin everything if she saw the real me. Did she ever say she wanted to meet you? No. Never. And I never asked. So no phocons either then? Moeka turns away, then she nods faintly. Did you wonder why? Or didn't you wonder why? Why would such a kind, gentle woman refuse to meet you in person? Was it really just the rules? And why isn't she returning your emails now? Think about it. She was using you. You were tricked. Don't say that. She's not like that. What did her last email say before she stopped contacting you? Leave the IBN 5100 at the designated location. The IBN 5100? Moeka, you fool. You let your tongue slip. 2 weeks ago, FB told her to leave the IBN 5100 at a drop point. That means she already had it in her possession at that time. I recall how Moeka kept bombarding me with questions about the IBN 5100. I might have let it slip that I found the computer at Yanabayashi Shrine. After that, she sent her D-mail. The world line changed. The lock was broken on the shrine's storehouse door. The IBN 5100 was gone. These facts point to one conclusion. She sent herself the location of the IBN 5100. Now that I know, it seems so obvious. If only I hadn't trusted Moeka. If only I had seen through her lies. But no, I played right into her hands. I was the tool's tool. I almost burst into self-deriding laughter. But I desperately hold it back and keep a straight face. What was the designated location? The coin locker in front of Daibaru. The coin locker in front of Daibaru. Wait, isn't that where Rukako hid the IBN 5100 on the previous world line? Is this another effect of convergence? Can I retrieve the IBN 5100 if I go there now? No, I can't expect it to still be there. Remember what happened with Rukako. The invisible force of convergence is keeping the IBN 5100 away from me. If I want to get it back, I need to cancel Moeka's email. I know the message. I've already reached my goal. Moeka starts crying softly. I sigh deeply and lift myself off Moeka's body. Then I lean back against the wall and stretch my aching limbs. I take Moeka's phone out of my pocket. I'm using your phone. Moeka slowly gets up. She wipes her tears and fixes her hair and clothes. Her wavy hair obscures her face from this angle, so I can't make out her expression. She doesn't react to what I said. Even though I'm no longer restraining her, she doesn't try to attack me and take back her phone. I open Moeka's mailbox and search for the D-mail. It takes about 3 minutes, but I finally find it. 3 mails from Moeka's own phone, each 12 characters long, sent on August 4th and received on July 31st. Retro PCs at Yanabayashi Shrine. Just as I suspected, Moeka changed her email in the few seconds I had my back turned. All I need to do now is send the cancellation mail. Okabe? You at the lab? Don't worry me like that, idiot. What? Were you worried about me? I mean, you set off an obvious death flag. I'm surprised you're still alive. Where are you now? I'm standing by at the lab. Set up the machine. I'm sending another D-mail. Destination? July 31st, 11 a.m. 11 a.m. on the 31st. While Kurisu calculates the hours, I type the mail. It says, do not go, not at shrine, it's a trap. There you go. address the mail to the phone wave. Okay, all set. Alright, activate it. Activated. I press the send button. The mail starts sending. Reading center should activate, this time for sure. I brace myself for the incoming vertigo. Well? Nothing. Why won't it change? Another mistake? No, there's no way. I know what Moeka's message said. This email should have cancelled it. Why isn't it working? What the hell's wrong this time? What did the first email say? That the IBN 5100 was at Yanabayashi Shrine. I tried to cancel it by telling her it's a trap, but it didn't work. I'll try to phrase it differently. Wait, we went through this with the Lotto 6 experiment, remember? The Lotto 6 experiment. I sent myself the winning numbers, but past me didn't buy the ticket. Instead, he gave the winning numbers to Rukuko. The person who reads the email chooses whether or not to act accordingly. Kiryu learned the IBN 5100 was at the shrine. Though the cancellation mail came right afterward, I guess she ignored it and went anyway. Maybe she didn't believe the cancellation mail, or maybe she was so diligent she decided to check it out even when told not to. I glance at Moeka. She's still hanging her head, but her tears have run dry. I wonder if she's listening. Damn, even when told it was too risky to go to the shrine, she went anyway. We need a more persuasive message, something that will prevent her from going to the shrine. Like what? That's the problem. Is it possible to persuade her with just 36 bytes of text? Or should we consider other possibilities? What if I send an email to myself on July 30th? Could I beat her to the IBN 5100? Were you even interested in the IBN 5100 then? When did I start caring about the IBN 5100? I can't remember. Fine, that's out. So how do I convince Moeka to listen? At that moment, an electric shock runs through my brain. 2 initials. FB. What? Moeka's handler. She's obsessed with FB. If the mail comes from FB, she'll do whatever it says. Do you have FB's phone? No, they haven't even met. We don't know where FB is. Then there's nothing we can do. Give me a little time. Gonna make me wait again? Well, I've been pulling all-nighters recently, so whatever. Just don't do anything stupid, okay? So even after prying answers out of Moeka, there's still more work to be done. Fate really seems to love getting in my way. Alright, to break out of this world line, I need FB's identity and location. I call Moeka's name. When she finally looks up, I drop her phone onto her lap. She accepts it with a confusing expression. Looks like we're searching for FB now. Moeka grips her phone but doesn't look at the screen. I sigh deeply. I need to get as much information on FB out of her as I can. How exactly did you become around her? Honestly, I couldn't care less. I hate having to stand here and talk with the woman who killed Mayuri. Hugging her phone to her chest, Moeka retrieves her glasses and puts them back on. 4 years ago, I tried to kill myself. Her voice is a barely audible whisper. For a moment, I'm surprised she's not talking by mail. I had no hope. I wanted to get away from everything. Why? No big reason. Her expression is blank, lifeless, like always. But behind her glasses, her eyes are red from crying. They are the only trace of emotion on her doll-like face. Little things, lots of little things, piled up. I've always been like this. And your family? Moeka shakes her head a little. She has none, I guess. I don't bother asking whether she ever had parents. It doesn't really matter. I locked myself in my room and overdosed on sleeping pills. But I didn't die. Afterwards, I got a mail. Recruiting rounders, it said. It was sent to hundreds of people, not just me. Isn't that spam? Do the rounders really recruit like that? Nothing mattered anymore, so on a whim, I replied. And then FB contacted me. Ever since, I followed FB's orders. Were you always stationed in Akiba? Mwaka shakes her head. Until 3 months ago, I was in Nagoya. Before that, Yokohama. Before that, the Rounder's chief duty is to acquire IBN 5100s. I guess they had her traveling all over Japan, digging up info on retro PCs. How many IBN 5100s have you found so far? Not even one. No results? Sounds like Stern is spending a lot of effort for not much return. I sighed deeply once again. So what now? Are you going to sit here wallowing in despair until you kill yourself 4 days from now? Or do you want to rebel against fate? Rebel? Even as I ask the question, I know that for her, rebellion is impossible. This world line has already approved her death. She's in the same situation as Mayuri. No matter what she does, she will die. I know that, and yet I ask the question. FB used you and threw you away. Accept it, and then ask yourself what you're going to do about it. Mwaka looks down. Even if FB did use me, that was the only place I belonged. That was the first time in my entire life that I was needed. FB gave me purpose. To protect that purpose, to protect FB, I would do anything. You're beyond hope. I stand up. Down in your dependence for all I care. Your death has already been decided. But I won't let fate have its way. I'm rebelling to the end. No matter what, I will save Mayuri. Just a little bit more. I can't give up now. It's midnight and Akiba is practically empty. The silence is eerie. There's no sign of anyone near the coin locker. Considering the IBN 5100's size, it wouldn't fit in the regular sized lockers. She must have put it in one of the 3 large lockers on the right. The light's on. The bottom locker is still in use. Is the IBN 5100 inside? My heart starts to pound in my chest. I feel my face grow hot with excitement. We've been apart for too long, my partner, but now only a thin locker door separates us. Is this what love feels like? Let's not go crazy. I force myself to consider the situation calmly. Is the IBN 5100 really inside? I want to check right this instant. I can't believe I forgot to ask Umaka which locker she used. Should I get a crowbar or something and pry the locker open? If the IBN 5100 really is inside and I steal it, what will happen to the world line? I have yet to cancel all of the D-mails, which I thought was the only way to restore the original world line. But now the IBN 5100 is so close, why can't I just reach out and take it? I know how to cancel Moaka's D-mail, so I can always do that if this doesn't work. Let's try it, just to make sure. First, I make a quick visit to the lab. Ignoring the complaints of the lab members who stayed awake in the lab all night, I retrieve a makeshift crowbar from the development room. Then I return to the lockers and thrust the pointed tip of the crowbar into the crack of the door. Did you really think you were going to get caught there, Okabe? Just as I begin to pry, a shrill siren shatters the night. I look up to see red lights of a patrol car coming this way. Their timing couldn't be worse. The police released me after about 30 minutes of scolding. I return to the coin locker and try to pry it open again. Immediately, another patrol car appears. This time, they take me to the police station. I'm stuck in an interrogation room all night, getting preached to by policemen. I conclude that this is another effect of the attractor field convergence. No matter what I do, I cannot obtain an IBN 5100 on this world line. It is what fate has decreed. I get the police to call my father and they finally release me. They didn't go so far as to arrest me, but the policemen, as well as my father, scold me harshly. I act apologetic, but in actuality, their words fall on deaf ears. After my father goes home, I head straight to Moaka's apartment. I try calling her. I took the opportunity to memorize her phone number yesterday, but she wouldn't pick up at all. Before I get there, I send a mail to Dario asking him to check if the coin locker is still occupied. The door to Moaka's apartment is unlocked. I found Moeka hugging her knees in the corner, just like she was when I first found her. You put the IBN 5100 in the bottom right locker, correct? How? Out of all the lockers, only 3 could hold the IBN 5100. Found it. Check. The big locker on the lower right is in use. What's this about anyway? Don't make me your errand boy so early in the morning, fool. Out of those 3, only the bottom was in use. If that's the one you used, then FB hasn't picked it up yet. Do you know what that means? Moeka frowns. It means if we stake out the locker, you'll get to meet FB. It hadn't occurred to you? Some secret agent you are. I'm headed there now. You coming? What will you do if you meet her? Borrow her phone. That's the best way to prevent Moeka from going to Yanabara's shrine. I can't meet her. I'm too afraid. The real me could never live up to her expectations. Something tells me her expectations were never that high to begin with. Moeka's face contorts again. I'm being blunt, not only because Moeka is Mayuri's murderer, but also because Moeka's weakness is starting to get on my nerves. Just like Daru's mail said, the locker is still occupied when I get there. I look around to make sure there are no patrol cars. No crowbars this time. I don't feel like getting arrested. I head across the street to Daibaru, hide behind one of its humongous pillars, and begin the stakeout. My legs are getting tired. I was going to borrow Mayuri's portable game console, but I decided I didn't need the distraction. Still, it's pretty tough to keep standing like this. I also need to stay inconspicuous. Someone might notice if they see me standing in the same place for hours. I wouldn't want a security guard to give me trouble. I mean, I guess there's not much to worry about. that. I've already been here for 7 hours without incident. My legs are numb, so I squat and lean against the pillar. So hungry. I'd love to go get some food, but I can't take my eyes off the locker. Just then, somebody taps me on the shoulder. FB? I try to leap to my feet, but my legs get tangled and I fall over. It's Moeka. Moeka is standing there looking down at me with those glassy eyes. What are you doing here? I'll keep watch too. Is that okay? Why the change of heart? I stand up and dust off my clothes. You were comfortable with your male-only relationship, weren't you? I thought you wanted to maintain that distance. So what made you risk a meeting? At this rate, Moeka puts her head on her knees. She looks ready to cry. I've seen that expression once before in her moonlit apartment. If I lose contact with FB, I'll lose my connection. To the world? Moeka nods faintly. If you can't bear to be alone yourself, yet you'd end an innocent girl's life because of some person you've never met told you to. A cultist, that's what you are. And her cult leader, FB, abused her weakness before throwing her out like old clothes. It pisses me off. FB's cruelty, Moeka's weakness. I can't decide which I hate more. Then Moeka nervously brings out a convenience store bag. What's this? Instead of answering, Moeka looks away. I look inside. Whoa, milk and bean buns. Exactly what you need on a stakeout. There's enough for 2. You bought this for me? Moeka nods. Very well, you may join the stakeout. Now we can take turns watching, and we'll also look less suspicious to passers-by. The night draws on and still no sign of FB. We nap in 1-hour shifts, but it doesn't help the exhaustion. On top of that, I don't have anyone to talk to. Moeka can't keep a conversation going, so there's nothing I can do to stave off the boredom. I went back to the lab to shower just before dawn, but Kurisu, who was working an all-nighter on the time limit machine, just glared at me. The wait finally ends at just after 1 p.m. on the 13th. Someone comes to open the lower right locker. We watch from behind the pillar. There's a nondescript middle-aged man. He's dressed in a suit, but it hangs rather poorly on him, as if he's not used to wearing it. Is that FB? Moeka shakes her head firmly. FB is a woman, so maybe she hired someone to pick it up. Or it could be someone from the locker company here to clear it after weeks overdue. That would make us all idiots. Moeka, FB, and me. The man has a key to the locker. He pays the late fee with 100 yen coins, then removes the cardboard box with the IBN 5100 inside. The man thought ahead and brought a pushcart. He puts the IBN 5100 on the pushcart with a bit of effort and begins walking away. Follow him. The man heads straight for Akihabara Station. Strangely enough, he walks up to an overweight man standing in front of the ticket machine. The overweight man is wearing a t-shirt and has all the signs of an otaku. Doesn't seem to have anything in common with the first guy, who looks like an average salaryman. They transfer the IBN 5100 into the overweight man's suitcase. After they exchange words, the overweight man enters the station alone. Then the guy in the suit leaves. Weird. Was that the purpose of that transfer? Is the overweight man FB, or is he just another link in some kind of chain? At any rate, if we keep following the IBN 5100, we should reach FB eventually. We enter the station. The overweight man boards the Yamanote line. We board on the next car and keep watch to the connecting door. It's a weekday afternoon, so there aren't many passengers. 30 minutes later, we arrive at Shinjuku Station. Here, the train sees a sharp increase in passenger traffic. He's getting off. Moeka pulls on my sleeve. The overweight man has slipped into the stream of departing passengers. He's about to exit onto the platform. We follow him, but due to our slow reaction, we have to push our way through the boarding passengers. The train doors close and it slowly departs. The man starts walking towards the exit. Shinjuku is crowded, so we have to follow close behind or we'll lose him. But then I stop in my tracks. What? The man is empty-handed. His suitcase is missing. What? For a second, I think we followed the wrong man, but no, it's definitely him. We watched him the whole time he was on the train. There's no doubt he had the suitcase when the train arrived in Shinjuku. Could he have passed it on to someone else in the crowd? Clever. They know how to lose a tail. I turn to the lab and leap an hour back. I find myself inside the train. I know it's bad manners to use my phone on the train, but this is an emergency. According to the train's display, we're about to leave Otsuka for Ikebukuro, 3 stops to Shinjuku. Moeka is next to me, acting inconspicuous. I peek at the overweight man in the next car. They'll make their move at Shinjuku. That guy's gonna get off, but he actually hands the package to someone else. He got us good just now. Just now? Doesn't look like Moeka's caught on yet. I just time leaped from an hour in the future. Time leaped? Moeka's eyes widen. The train arrives at Shinjuku on schedule. Just to make sure, I'll have Moeka follow the man when he gets off. Before the doors open, I stealthily move to his car. He still has the suitcase with the IBN 5100. Now arriving at Shinjuku. The doors open and passengers spew out. The overweight man leaves too, just like last time. However, I knew it. He leaves the suitcase on the train. And now, passengers from Shinjuku board. Someone walks up to the abandoned suitcase. It's a woman in her 30s pushing a baby stroller. There's no baby. The woman casually loads the suitcase into her stroller and sits down. After witnessing that scene, I return to the neighboring car. I need to be careful. These guys are serious about avoiding pursuit. The train starts moving. I contact Moeka so we can regroup later. After that incident, the package swaps couriers like a hot potato, snaking around the tracks that run through Tokyo like a web. Whenever they give me the slip, I time leap and resume the chase. Finally, the courier and package get aboard the Hibiya line to return to Akihabara Station, where it all began. I recognize the last courier. He's one of the men who raided the lab with Moeka. Dark skin, crew cut, the one who hit me with his gun. The man easily carries the 25-kilo package out of the station. We follow. A car honks its horn. Moeka and I immediately hide. Peering out from cover, I see a white flatbed parked in front of the station. A muscular man hops out of the driver's seat. What? I know that face. No, it can't be. I desperately try to organize my thoughts. That's Tenuji Yugo, owner of the Braun Tube Workshop. Mr. Braun. Why? Why is he here? Does this mean he's connected to FB? To the Rounders? Was the Braun Tube Workshop just a front for CERN? Is that how he could afford to keep it open? What is going on here? His shop is right below the lab. If he's working for the enemy, then... I shiver at the thought. Stop. Let's not rush to conclusions. He might just be another courier. We watch from a distance. Tenuji takes the suitcase from the crew cut man and loads it into the back seat of his car. He then gets into the car alone and takes off towards Showadori. I stare after it in disbelief. Alright guys, that's where we're gonna leave it for this episode. The shoe is about to drop. Just saying. I need to go and fix my eyeball because it's hard to read with one eye. So I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I hope you enjoyed. Make sure that you comment, like, and subscribe if you want more. I will be doing more of this. We're on episode what? 35 now, and we still have it. Let's just say if the visual novel goes in the same direction as the anime, we still have Moeka's email, and then we have other shit, I think, after that. So we still got a while to go. So if you guys are liking this, or you want to see my other content like my shorts or my VODs edited down, then make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you never miss an upload. And I will see you guys in the next episode so we can find out exactly what the heck is going on here. Hope you guys have a great rest of your time zone, day, night, afternoon, whatever it is for you when you are watching this. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye guys!